If anybody told you a Supra wasn't the type of car you take on a road trip, they'd be lying. Look at that. I got my helmet, my gloves, camera gear, and laptop. Got some water. I got a lawn chair. Got some foodies. Look at that. Even got a suitcase. Come on, guys. Take this anywhere. If there's one thing I never forget when I go on a trip, is to bring my own body wash, my own lotion, face wash, shampoo, and everything. But there's one thing I always forget that you shouldn't forget is deodorant. Day 2 of Thunderhill track day. Day 1 was good fun. I think I spent most of day 1 just trying to learn the car on track, trying to get a feel for Thunderhill. The way it worked is that we all had instructors in our group, and the instructors would lead. So they'd be in front of us. Most of them were in like track spec Miatas, and they would just show us the racing line. And so spent a lot of time kind of following them, getting a feel for the track, getting a feel for the uphill, the downhill. There's a lot of elevation change at Thunderhill, which makes the track kind of fun, but scary at first. Then in the second half of the session, I actually had the instructor follow us. So I do like 3 laps behind the instructor, and then the instructor will be behind me. And then we get back in the pits, and then the instructor would like tell me like, oh, you need to take this corner wider, you need to be closer to the curb on this corner. So I felt like that was a good way to like warm things up. I'm definitely glad I'm doing 2 days instead of just 1, because I could take it easy the first day, and now the second day I feel like I have a lot more confidence to just go out there on my own and really try to kind of see what the car can do at its limits. Speaking of limits, I did go a little bit hot, and I think at turn 4 I kind of lost the car, but traction control is still on, and so that really allowed me to, I don't know, kind of feel I could push the limits and the traction control won't get in my way. One of the big problems I had with my past cars, like the M4 and M235, is that I really couldn't enjoy the cars with the traction control still on. Like, there were a lot of times, even not on track, like even on back roads with traction control on, the M4 would just like it just felt like the traction was always in the way, so you had to like kind of turn it off. But here it's cool because on a racetrack, you know, you'd want traction control on so you don't get in an accident, and so I can still really enjoy the car. I can still find its limits with that traction control, so with that safety net. But now on to day 2. Let's do this. I feel like I just did 80 laps, like a full 24 hours of Thunderhill event. Like, that's how dead I am now. But I had a lot of fun on this weekend. 2 track days in the Supra. First time on track with the Supra. First time on track in a while. For context, I've tracked at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium when I had the M4. Then I did the Nürburgring. And after that, it was Auto Club Speedway in Fontana with the M4. And after that, I did Mazda Laguna Seca with the BMW M235. And I did that track, but I didn't finish that track. I actually crashed my M235i at Laguna Seca. So this was kind of a big track day for me, because not only was it the first time on track with the Supra, but it was the first time that I was back on track since my accident. I was really happy to have some great instructors there. That was like the big thing I felt was missing when I went out at Laguna Seca, is that I had nobody there to really teach me the racing line and kind of show me the braking points. And now, because of COVID, I wasn't able to have the instructors like in the car with me, but I still had a follow car. Coming into the Supra, I am glad it's part of the purchase experience or whatever, that you get a free track day when you get a car, because there's no better way to really get to learn a car, and there's no better way to become more comfortable driving a car. And that's what a track day kind of just really boosts your confidence up. I've said it before when live streaming Formula 1 2020, that confidence is everything. The more confident you are, the faster you go around corners, and really the more fun you have. But I had a lot of fun this weekend. I'm glad I did this. Thank you, NASA. I love that there were a lot of instructors there. I think they had a great emphasis on safety on track, making sure everybody was well aware of the flag towers and where the marshals were, getting all that set up. It's really important, really. Now, comes to the Supra, trying to give it, you know, the Supra was great. I don't know if the Supra really had any flaws. There was one corner, like I hit the corner and I felt like, I wish I didn't have as much body roll. I wish the car could just stick a little bit better. And I feel like sway bars would be like a really neat thing for this car, because the advantage of like stiffer sway bars is that when you're driving on street, you don't feel a difference. Whereas if you were to get coilovers, anytime you drive on street, you can tell you're driving a race car, it's uncomfortable and shit. But sway bars would, I think, really help, just kind of taper down a little bit that body roll even more. But I think, you know, the main thing for me right now is just to get faster. So like the driver mod is the most important mod. I was pushed out of my comfort zone this weekend, like in a good way. But there's corners where your brain is telling you, oh no, you can't go that fast. But then the car is like, yeah, we can. And you just keep on going, and there's just like grip for days. Especially turns like turn 1. It wasn't until the final lap of the final session that I really felt like I was able to hook that corner and take the right amount of speed. Another thing that I enjoyed about this experience was to meet other Supra owners. And there were 3 other refraction-blue owners actually that showed up. Can you believe it? 3 refraction-blue cars, and these are supposed to be limited edition. And there was actually one guy with a yellow car, which is also supposed to be kind of rare. But it was cool just to talk to other people, see what they've done to their car, what the story was for them getting their car. Luckily, none of them paid markup, so they did it really well. But overall, if you want a Supra to go on track, the car is perfect. There are literally no flaws. Like, yeah, I mentioned there was a little bit of body roll, but, you know, that's to be expected with a street car. Compared to my M4 and my M235, it's a lot more engaging than the M235. It pulls just as much as the M4, if not more. In fact, I'm sure it's a lot faster than the M4. You know, if you were comparing apples to apples, and if I was a lot more confident and pushing a lot harder, just because you have that lower center of gravity. The Supra chassis is just like, man, I can rave about this chassis forever. And if you already have a Supra, man, sign up for the NASA track event. You will absolutely love it. Even if you're scared to go on track, there's instructors there with you to help you out, to teach you to track, to make you a better driver. And it's fun, you know. You don't get to fully experience these cars on the road. These cars can do so much. It's just crazy to me that, like, I'm taking these corners so fast, and, you know, majority of the time I'm just taking this car to, you know, to the dog park, or even when I drive on back roads, I don't drive anywhere as fast as I drive out here. BMW and Toyota made this car to do some magical things, and you don't get to experience it unless you go on a track. So, do it. As far as what's next for me, well, I think I'm gonna enjoy this 2-hour drive and kind of decompress and take everything out. Had a lot of fun, but I am really tired. Next up, I don't know when I'll go back to the track. I'm gonna give it maybe about 3 months to kind of just chill. Don't want to, you know, do too much with a brand new car. But yeah, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I thought my adventures were over here, but as soon as I turned off my camera, I received a warning message from my car. Turns out after 2 track days, my oil levels were running low. So I made a detour, stopped by an AutoZone, and dropped in a quart of oil. And the car has been good ever since. But yeah, catch you in the next one.